Welcome back to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elishar podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elishar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. America's Got Talent's 16th season is on a roll. There have been some incredible acts that have auditioned for the show so far this year. And one act I'm very excited about is the Curtis family C Notes. The Curtis family C Notes are San Francisco's first family of song. They are made up of Maestro Curtis, also known as Papa C, Nola Curtis, also known as Mama C, and her 5 children, Zahara, Nile, Isis, Kiki, and Phoenix. The talented family band blew the Judges and the America's Got Talent fan base away with their fantastic rendition of Stevie Wonder's I Was Made to Love Her during the second week of the season 16 Judges Auditions. I want to give a special shout out to my friends over at Fremantle and NBC for this opportunity. So without further ado, let's go directly to my conversation with the Curtis family C Notes.
Hi, everyone is following.
Hey.
Everyone's filing in.
Awesome. Guys, it's so nice to meet all of you. You guys were incredible.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone's trying to get all primped because they were like, it's a Zoom. And I was like, oh gosh.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for taking time out of your schedule to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
How do you say your last name?
It's Elishar, Elyachar.
Elishar. That's beautiful.
And that's perfect on the first try.
Oh, well, my maiden name is Vehikite, and so everyone would get it wrong. So when I met who was soon to be my husband, and I was already like, oh, this is marriage material. I was like, Curtis, everyone can say that last name. I love it.
All righty, guys. Shall I get started?
Yeah.
All right. So I would love to learn how each of you got into music.
All right. Well,
we all have the same story besides the
parents. Yeah. Did you tell Jacob?
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna tell the story?
No, you just say what you just told me.
Oh, we all have all of the children have the same story besides the 2 parents here.
Well, everyone's still filing in. Well, for me, Mama C, it was interesting. I didn't really grow up in a musical family. I would sing, as part of maybe a school thing or a church thing, but it was never something that I aspired to do until I was about 19 years old, and I thought I wanted to be a dental hygienist. And so I had to take some elective credits, and I was like, oh, what's an easy class? And then it was history of jazz. That's what I'm going to take. So literally the teacher, his name was Fred Berry. He plays Ella Fitzgerald over the speakers in the auditorium. And in that moment, it changed my life. And when I say it changed my life, immediately after, I didn't go to the rest of my classes. I went straight to Tower Records when that was a thing. And I bought up as many CDs as I could of Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, and Sarah Vaughan. And at the time I was working at Cost Plus. So that basically spent my entire paycheck just on music. So I could say that Ella Fitzgerald is the reason why I started to pursue music on a deeper level. And I was just practicing, trying to sing in a practice room. And someone who would end up being very close to me was walking by, and they heard me singing, and they were like, hey, do you want to start a band? And I was like, okay. But what's funny about that was that friend of mine, it's yet maybe 3 or 4 years till I meet my husband. Papa C, say hi. This is Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Papa C,
My
nice to meet
husband knew
you.
this guy.
Nice to meet you too.
So Papa C knew this guy. His name is Aaron Bailey. He knew the entire, he knew the entire family. And so it was so funny that when I ended up meeting my husband, and then my friend that got me into singing in the first place was like, oh my God, we know him. He sung at our church. And so it was just so funny how things came together. But that's kind of like the short version of how I got into music. But for Papa C, I'll let him tell his story and how he got into music himself. Sorry about that.
Hey, Jacob. How's it going, man?
Good, Papa C. How are you?
I'm good. Just feel so honored to be in the position we're in right now, to be able to represent family in the way that we're, able to do it. And then being artists at the same time. I mean, who does this? You know what I mean? So
Totally. You guys did wonderful with your audition. So why did you guys decide that season 16 was the season that all of you would want to impress America?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah, well, AGT is the biggest stage in the world. And I could say for that reason, even though we don't watch much.
Well, say your question again. Why did we decide
to audition for season 16?
Well, here's the thing. We didn't realize what a great family show this was because we don't watch a lot of TV. We spend a great deal of time in the community, working in the community. And we homeschool as well. And on top of that, rehearsals and just performing. And so when they called us first time, we just kind of didn't know what this was all about. And then they called us again and we said, well, let's just have some fun and see what this is about. As a family, we discussed it as a family because we kind of have like a board of directors in this house where we all sit at the table and everybody gets a chance to share, their ideas about things. And then everybody said, well, let's just go and see what it's about. And then when we got there, it was one of the greatest experiences we had ever had. I mean, literally, the treatment, they treated us so well and took care of us. And the thing that was so beautiful about it was that all the contestants were beautiful people. I mean, it was like, I could imagine what it is to be like in a circus and you got all these different people doing their parts to be in it. And we never really saw it as competition. We just saw it as like, we were like kids in a candy store. It's like, wow, all these people are so beautiful and we got to interact with them. We all pulled for each other. It wasn't this thing where people were like stuck up and being competitive towards each other. It was just a fun situation.
Yeah.
Really, it's a family show.
Yeah. And it's still like that. Even watching the episodes and seeing a few people that we saw while we were there, but then seeing new acts that we have never seen. We're rooting for everyone to do well because the show is just magical. Yeah, so it's like, seeing gosh, the golden buzzer moments are emotional and we're crying right along with everybody else. So
yeah, same with me.
It's really an honor. I mean, we feel so honored to be a part of such a great
cool situation,
great family show.
And Simon Cowell was cool. It was cool. All the judges were off the hook, and that's not even mention Terry Crews. Terry Crews is off the hook. Yeah. All of them. The management, the production staff, man, everybody was just beautiful.
Production assistants, everyone.
Yeah, everyone
was amazing.
I'm so happy to hear that. Before speaking of Simon, Kiki, what was it like having Simon name your guitar on stage and in the moment?
I'm not so sure. Like the name Moon is cool, but I was expecting something cooler. Like I'm gonna keep the name. I'm not mentioning Simon Cowell. I'm just saying. It's a good name, but it's cool. How I felt excited.
Awesome.
I thought it was a cool name.
I thought it was cool too. It was the reason.
If you look at the guitar,
Yeah.
it reminds you of a moon. It's black and white.
You only, yeah.
Yes, I thought that was a good call.
And I love the reason for it too.
See it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said,
Don't worry, guys. I'm still
So
here.
sorry.
Don't worry, guys.
yeah.
So all of you, I gotta tell you guys, when you sang "I Was Made to Love Her," I got chills instantly. You guys, it was one of the performances I've watched back again and again and again. It was kudos to you. Your arrangement process was phenomenal. I would love. Can you describe that arrangement process to my audience, please?
Well, it's sort of the way we do everything here. Basically we hear something, we like, the music. We're pretty eclectic in this house. For one thing, we do everything from classical, because my children, we all read music. My wife and I are music teachers, and that particular song I grew up with when Stevie put it out. And then I told my wife about this song a while back. I said, you need to hear Shaka Khan's version of that. I love Stevie, but Shaka Khan put the stank on that thing.
Yeah.
And she's one of my favorites anyway. And so when she heard that, it was like the whole family heard that and they fell in love with that. And so we decided, well, let's put that in our repertoire. And so the process is, I have different ways that I do it. Sometimes I'll go in the studio and I'll work out the ideas, because I have a recording studio in my bedroom, actually, because we have a small apartment. And I'll work out the parts, and then we'll have a meeting on it, talk about the music. Most of the times I don't have to write the charts out, because they have phenomenal ears. I mean, basically they have perfect pitch. And so that makes everything easy. So when I bring it to the table, I just say, okay, we do it in sections. Mm-hmm. So we have what's called sectional rehearsal. And the sectional rehearsal is, I will individually sit with each one of them to make sure that they understand the music. I even talk about the history of the music, because that gives it girth, gives it teeth. Talk about the artist, the era, the time that it came out, what was going on during that time, why she looks the way she looks, because that was just the way it was then. And then what that does is it gives it more life and more meaning. And so when they relate to the music, they can relate from their own perspectives. So I'll go over the parts, make sure the parts are tight. So we do a sectional rehearsal. Then we do a sort of what I call an outline rehearsal, where we just kind of breeze through it and make sure everybody's kind of locked. And then once we'll do it slow, make sure everybody's got it. And then we turn the octane up and we just hammer it and just do it. Mommy and I will do a vocal rehearsrsal, separate.
Yeah,
from
see whose voices.
Yeah. But we already know that.
Yeah. Well, because everyone sings. So
everyone sings. There are certain songs that I know, because anyone could have sang. Actually, any one of these children could have sang that song. To be perfectly honest, could have sang lead to that song. Mm-hmm. But my children, they're so selfless when it comes to, everybody rooting for each other, and nobody's like, I need a song. I want a song. No one's tripping like that. Yeah, no one
ever does that.
But so we have the sectionals, then, we outline the piece, and then, we'll take it in stages and I'll say, okay, let's play it at 20%. Let's play it at 30%. Octane time, boom, let's hammer it. That's after we've done all the vocal rehearsals, making sure that the harmonies are tight, the diction is tight, the sentiment, that I want to come across in the music is tight. And then we do our thing.
And I'm so glad you guys did your thing and you did it well. All 4 judges were impressed. And so besides, what have been some of the feedback you received from both the judges and also from the America's Got Talent fan base?
Oh, talk about the comments. Talk about your favorite comments. Isis, do you have an idea?
There was this person on YouTube. We were scrolling down the comments on America's Got Talent from our audition, and someone said their quarantine must have been lit.
I saw that comment.
Yeah.
What
about you guys? Or Phoenix.
I think my favorite ones was usually we get these a lot where we get like a daily adoption requests. People are always asking to be adopted, but the family, and I think that's just cute.
What about you, Phoenix?
For me, right after when we did our audition, Simon Cowell was walking out from where the judges were sitting, and he came out and said, "You guys are awesome." And then Isis said, "You're our favorite judge." And then he said, "I love you guys even more."
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good. That's so good.
No, what about you, Nile?
Oh, what?
Well, Nile's been getting love. Like, Nile's so cool.
So handsome.
Yeah.
He's getting the girl thing.
Yeah.
He's also getting the musician thing where musicians are looking at him and say, "Hey man, wow."
Yeah.
You know, who, you know, they'll comment as to, you know, who actually taught you. He'll respond and, you know, he'll say, you know, because he has a teacher at the Community Music Center, which I want to give a shout out to as well, because that's where my wife and I work. That's where we teach. But our children are also students there as well. So what I'm not able to, the time that I'm not able to spend with them on their instruments, we got backup.
Yeah.
And it's the Community Music Center's musicians that and teachers that I really want to give a solid shout out to. And Julie Ruliek Steinberg. Julie Ruliek Steinberg, it's always a lot for me to say, is the director there. And the program director there is Sylvia Sherman. Cool people. I mean, they're really making a commitment to bring that school up to where it needs to be in the 21st century. And I'm really proud of the two of them. And I love our faculty and staff. They're the best. And I've worked in a lot of places where there's music, and this is like the best for me.
The best.
I am so glad that you guys have incredible backup, because I want to throw a hypothetical out there to everybody. If Curtis Family C Notes makes it all the way to Dolby Theater and makes it all the way to finale night, and Terry Crews says you guys won America's Got Talent season 16, you would be the first family band to win the show. So how would winning America's Got Talent change your lives?
Oh man,
It's already changed our lives.
Yeah.
It really has. I mean, we're even being stopped around the stores.
Well, I can't
People are walking up to us. We just left Sprout, right? And a guy, I was just with two of them because we had just come back from our community work that we do, where we deliver groceries to our seniors to make sure that they're shut in and taken care of. And so we beelined over to get some vegan delights, right? And this guy walked up to us. We had our masks on. I don't know how you recognize this, but he just came out of nowhere and he was pointing. Your audition was awesome. And I tried to play it off like, what? He said, I know it's you. And then he said, it's the hair.
Yeah, but I was joking that what if just someone was just asking a random Black person with the afro question and they lied?
Like, yeah, we did great. Oh, that's funny. To be honest, I personally am not thinking that far. I think it's just like, you know what? We got our 4 yeses. That was the goal. And then, let's think ahead and let's keep rehearsing just in case we make it to the live shows. We haven't found out yet. So fingers crossed that we
Yeah.
do. And it's just like a step, like every step. And it's been like that, I think ever since we've all started on this musical journey as a family, it's like, okay, let's all play together and sound great. Like that was the goal. And then, okay, well, let's, when the school we teach for, when they had us do live streams when the pandemic hit, it was just to keep our student body, happy and encouraged.
Yeah.
When we did 6 weeks of that, that was so beautiful to stay connected to people that we kept it going. And that was the goal, was like, hey, let's sound really tight every week. And so then when America's Got Talent, when that opportunity came along, it was like, oh, okay, well, let's see if we can just make it to LA. Let's do it. So every step has been like, let's just keep getting it done, and let's just sound great for the judges. And when we were done, we were all in the thought like, okay, let's just get the yeses. And when that happens, it's like, is that the same for you guys?
Yeah, I mean,
is that you, Isis?
We've actually talked it over, and I think I'm gonna let them speak for themselves because that's what we do. But I can kind of speak for we're just taking it, man. We've already won. Just being able to like connect, with the judges, and it almost feels like we made new relationships, and that's what we're about, man. We're about community, and the pie in the sky aspect of this, we kind of don't live in that. We're just about being what we are, man. Artists, community activists, people who care a lot about humanity. That's who we are. But I'll let them speak for themselves.
I want them to speak.
I agree with my dad. Like it was like for us, just our journey as artists. That's really what we were focusing on, like seeing what this journey will take us. Because we mostly care about like the art and the music more than like winning the show. That would be great, but
What about you, Nile? You had a good answer when they were like, what's the dream? Remember that question?
Oh, are you asking like if we win?
Yeah, but you had a good answer. Remember?
I don't know. I'm just thinking in the now, basically, like in the present. I'm not really thinking in like the future. I just want to see where this journey kind of leads, or like, I guess the landscape of where we go, not the destination.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
That's
Thank
true.
you.
That's true.
They're speaking in Instagram quotes now.
That's true. So, guys, one final question I have for you. America's Got Talent is already starting season 17 auditions. So if you had the opportunity to meet with people and with families who want to go and follow in your footsteps, what advice would you share with them?
Yes.
Kiki? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I would say is that definitely build a really close connection with each other, especially with your kids. Because if you do that, like it'll definitely make you guys like have a stronger connection, and it'll also like help you guys get through things. Like if you like don't have a good day when you're doing something, but then since you guys are like super close, then you'll get back on your feet and feel good.
I have one.
I think like the parents shouldn't do everything. Like they shouldn't if they want to do like music like we do, they should like let the children also pick the music with them.
Yeah.
And like the parents shouldn't like force them to like play any specific instrument. The children should pick the instruments, but the instruments should choose them, whatever way around.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Zah.
That's a good one.
For me, I would say like
when you're doing these auditions, like stay true to what you believe in. Don't think that when you need to go on like national TV or just something like AGT that you gotta give up what like your morals or like something that you like just doing like a song or something that you don't believe in. Because if you believe in something and when you're doing something like, we get a lot of comments saying that what we do is authentic, and it's authentic because what we did on stage was authentic to us, and that really meant a lot to us. So
that was beautiful.
Awesome.
Wait,
Yeah.
someone else wanted to say something, right? Phoenix, did you want to say anything?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I also there's one thing I do want to add.
Wait,
Is
can I add something?
Sure, go
I
ahead.
gotta say that what my daughter said is
Isis.
important. What Isis said
Yeah.
is the parents have to have a relationship with their children and trust. Kiki. Yeah, but I'm talking about the aspect of picking the music.
Oh, the music. That's right.
Yeah, because we pick the music and they don't like it.
yeah, it's not.
That's going to show up on
Yeah, it
stage.
is.
You know what I mean? And Simon said something that was so important to us. I think that's what meant a lot to me as a parent. And that is, he said that you guys all look like you sincerely enjoy what you're doing. He said, I've had people on here, you could tell one of the children or two of the children or something like that.
The children
It
are
looked
having
like
the
they were
worst
being
time.
handcuffed to come up here on stage. And we just have fun. I mean, and we laugh a lot in this house. And I think that shows up when we perform because we love each other and we love what we do.
Yeah, it's Papa C has the saying for anytime we take a gig or agree to do a performance that if it ain't fun, we don't want none. So the second that something doesn't appear to be fun or to appear to be like lift our spirits, no matter what the money, because not all money's good money. We will he will like, oh, you know what? And what's great is we always talk with the children and ask them how they're feeling. So if they're feeling a certain way, then we take that into account. That's their opinion. Really, it matters. It's all of us. We're a team, just like how Papi C said, we're a board of directors, I guess. So if it ain't fun, we don't want none. And then advice to any season 17.
And believe me, we've turned down a lot of money.
Yes.
We have. Yeah.
Season 17 hopefuls, I would say, is there's something that Papa C says, if you're good to the music will be good to you. If you're good to your art will be good to you. And as long as you're not making fame or money as your goal, then that shouldn't be your goal. If you want it to be like you want to reach the masses with your art, I think that's amazing. But as long as you're good to your art, that will show up on stage. And we are so honored to be a part of the show because we see seasoned professionals on that stage, or we see like that young singer, what's his name, Peter Rosalita.
Oh yeah.
You can tell that he sings, as young as he is, that it's something from deep within, and then it brings him so much joy. And that really shows up on stage is when you see an artist do something that brings you so much joy that it emanates literally from their voice, from their being, when they're dancing or performing. And that's what people connect with. And that's what makes the show so magical. So anyone that wants to audition, make sure that what you're doing is, just like Zahara said, it's authentic to you. And that if you feel it deeply, the world will feel it deeply too.
Wonderful, guys. All of you. I am so proud of all of you. I am keeping my fingers crossed that you guys make it to the Dolby Theater because America needs to hear your sound. You have elevated the art of a family band to a whole nother level. And I really hope to see you guys shine at the Dolby Theater. And I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed for all of you.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk with me today. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you guys. And good luck with your America's Got Talent journey.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
It
much.
was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
And that was my conversation with the Curtis family C Notes. I hope that Papa C, Mama C, Zahara, Nile, Isis, Kiki, and Phoenix go far this season, and we hopefully hear from them in the future. America's Got Talent airs Tuesday nights on NBC, and episodes are also on the Peacock streaming service. If you missed an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elishar podcast, head over to our channels on Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Spreaker. Just type in the Jake's Take with Jacob Elishar podcast, Jake's Take with JACOBELYACHAR. Once again, JACOBELYACHAR. Are you on social media? Because I'm on social media too. Head to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube pages. Just type in Jacob Elishar, JACOBELYACHAR. And I'll be happy to like and follow you and subscribe to your channels in return. 2021 marks JakesTakes.com 10th anniversary. To head to the blog that started all, including seeing a lot of my America's Got Talent coverage that started way back in 2012 with season 7, head to jakes-take.com. Once again, jakes-take.com. And also, please consider supporting me on PayPal. I am the one that is organizing, editing, and writing the interviews and interview questions and everything. Please consider supporting. If you can't, I totally understand, but please subscribe to all my podcast channels and to my social media channels in return. Thank you very much for your time and consideration, guys, and I'll see you next time.